Newsom, and here now, the news. Today we're doing a special feature story on the development of multiple learning theory. This was all developed in 1983 by Dr. Howard Gardner of the Harvard University. He developed a theory of multiple intelligences. In his research and publications, he noted that the traditional IQ test that was being administered in schools and the workplace was not an accurate measurement of intelligence. He further went on to say that there are multiple intelligences and that they should all be considered in evaluating a student or person in the workplace. In fact, he proposed that there are actually 8 different intelligences. Dr. Gardner feels that our schools focus far too much logical, mathematical, and linguistic intelligence. He feels the other intelligence should be given equal attention. We pause now for intelligence identification. Hi, this is Ted Treesome, and today we're going to talk about trees. If you would open up your tree manual to page 31, read the chapter on identifying trees in the eastern United States. When you're done, we can move on to the next chapter and more discussion about trees. Hi, this is Ted Treesome to talk to you and explain to you all of the uses of this tree. It has been estimated that 1 cord of wood cut from this tree can yield 1,000 to 2,000 pounds of paper, 942 100-page hard-covered books, 61,370 business envelopes, and 4,384 commemorative-sized postage stamps. But there's more. You can have 460,000 checks made from 1 cord of wood from this tree, 1,200 copies of National Geographic, 2,700 copies of an average daily newspaper. The source of this information is A Tree for Each American, American Forest and Paper Association, Washington, D.C. Dr. Howard Gardner defines intelligence as biopsychological potential to process information that can be activated in cultural settings and solve problems or create products that are of value in that culture. Good afternoon, class. Today we're going to be drawing trees. Everyone has their pencil, their sketch paper, and I would really like you to look at this tree and explore all of its shapes and its colors. We looked at all the beautiful interpretations by famous artists of trees. I'm sorry I'm late. I got lost coming here, but I did remember that this tree was right past the old mill and past the stream, and I did get here. So let's start drawing. As per the instructions of my assignment, I personally took a multiple intelligence survey. And when we get back, I'll share those findings with you. But right now we pause for intelligence identification. Good afternoon. This tree's been inspiring me, and I've written a song. The tree is growing from the ground. It grows up tall. It's all around. Hi again. I'm back with information on my personal multiple intelligence assessment. The My Personality Info website presents a wide range of information pertaining to multiple intelligence and personality types. It includes information and inventory questions to help the reader assess their intelligence qualities. The 8 intelligences covered are derived from the works of Howard Gardner's psychological theories, which can be found in his book, Intelligence Reframed, Multiple Intelligence for the 21st Century. These intelligences are very interesting, and we're going to hear more about it after intelligence identification. Okay, guys, we're going to go climbing up this tree today. We're going to get to the very top. And, oh, Johnny, I see you don't look too happy. I'm assuming you're not comfortable climbing this tree, and that's okay. You could sit and watch, and maybe later, if you feel good, you might want to do it too. To better understand multiple intelligences and the theories of Howard Gardner, I took a multiple intelligence assessment. It was very interesting to find out that where my multiple intelligence stood, both in my strengths and in my weaker areas. I was not surprised to find out that I was strongest in my musical intelligence. I was not surprised to find out that I was strong in intrapersonal intelligence. My lower intelligences were interpersonal and verbal linguistic. Perhaps I need to work more on how to relate to people. Here are my results. Should I go up and climb that tree? I'm kind of scared. I don't think I'll do it. How to teach or learn anything in 8 different ways. The work of Gardner provided 8 different potential pathways to learning. This can be incorporated into a learning environment when traditional linguistic or logical ways of instruction are not working. Materials might be presented utilizing the 8 intelligences. The textures on this tree are quite remarkable. When you run your hand across it, you can actually feel the mosses growing on it and the roughness of the surface. The smell is fresh and pungent, like the outdoors. With understanding of Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, teachers, school administrators, and parents can better understand the learners in their midst. They can allow students to safely explore and learn in many different ways. And they can help students direct their own learning. Adults can help students understand and appreciate their strengths and identify real-world activities that will stimulate more learning. Today we're going to learn about identification of the trees and compare them to each other. First thing you can do is look at the tree and see, does it bear cones that have leaves that are needle-like? Or does the tree bear cones that are sometimes berry-like and have leaves that hug the twig and are scale-like or awl-shaped? When you put these into categories, you can come up with the actual species of the tree by looking at all of its component parts. As a teacher, I feel it's very helpful to know and understand the different 8 intelligences. I certainly have seen in my classroom, when I teach through linguistic learning, students who just can't stay awake. I can now understand how if words, linguistic intelligence, aren't working with reading and discussion, or if numbers or logic intelligence, logical mathematical intelligence, are not working through study charts and formulas, I can switch and incorporate more things like spatial intelligence, using pictures, movies, examine graphic arts using overheads. Musical intelligence. I can have songs about the subjects. I can have my students write songs about subjects that we are learning. Intrapersonal intelligence. Having children work with journals, discuss their feelings and how they react to experiences that I am providing in the classroom. Physical experiences. Bodily-Kinesthetic Intelligence. Students can manipulate objects. Students can get their hands on the very thing we are learning about. Intrapersonal intelligence is important. Having social experiences, cooperative learning, social times together would be a very important thing for my students to have in their class. Naturalistic intelligence. Taking a field trip, going out of the classroom, having the kids experience what they're learning in the natural world. These are ways that I personally feel I can incorporate Gardner's theories of multiple intelligences and become a better instructor at school. Verbal linguistic intelligence involves sensitivity to spoken word and written language, the ability to learn languages, the capacity to use language to accomplish certain goals. Lawyers, speakers, writers, poets are among the people with high linguistic intelligence. Logical mathematical intelligences involve the capacity to analyze problems logically, carry out mathematical operations, and investigate issues mathematically. Mathematicians, logicians, and scientists are among the people with high logical mathematical intelligence. Spatial intelligence involves the recognition and manipulation of space. Navigators, pilots, sculptors, surgeons, chess players, graphic artists, and architects are examples of people with high spatial intelligence. Musical intelligence involves skills in performance, composition, and appreciation for musical patterns. Interpersonal intelligence involves the person's capacity to understand the intentions, motivations, and desires of other people, and consequently, to work effectively with others. Salespeople, teachers, clinicians, religious leaders, political leaders, and actors are all in need of acute interpersonal intelligence. Intrapersonal intelligence involves the capacity to understand one's self, including one's desires and one's fears, and to use such information effectively in regulating one's own life. Naturalist intelligence involves the demonstration of the ability to recognize and classify items and events. Artists, poets, social scientists, and natural scientists are among the people with naturalist intelligence. This information was gathered from Gardner's Intelligence Reframed, Multiple Intelligence for the 21st Century, New York Books. The results of my personal multiple intelligence assessment can be helpful to me. I understand my strengths in music and intrapersonal teaching. I also recognize that verbal linguistic and interpersonal are my lower scores. I can understand verbal linguistic skills outside the classroom sometimes can be challenging for me. I, however, do not seem to have a problem speaking in front of a class or an audience or in a situation like this. So I question that one. Interpersonally, relating to people one-on-one can be a challenge for me, so I would be able to work on that one more. Logical mathematical is definitely something not in my strength area. I'm more of an impulsive, creative kind of personality. I would think the visual spatial would be up higher because it's something that I clearly recognize as a strength of mine, and it was rated down towards the bottom third. But the musical, interpersonal, and Bodily-Kinesthetic definitely up there high. So I agree with most of this. I have questions on some of the results of my multiple intelligence assessment. I personally have seen Gardner's work being utilized in my school district and many others that I have been around. His work definitely has influenced many things. I see a lot of activities that go beyond lecturing. I see a lot of visual work being done, a lot of live field trips going out. I will now demonstrate to you what ways Gardner's multiple intelligence theories have influenced different teaching practices and styles. Personally, I have seen this happen in my school district, where teachers have gone from a lecture format to utilizing hands-on, manipulative field trips, and many other modalities that follow these multiple intelligence theories to get their kids very highly motivated. I will now show you a list of some other places and other events that have been influenced by Howard Gardner's multiple intelligence theories. This is Ted Newsom. Good evening.